Welcome back to 2A News Now, and I really do appreciate you taking your time tuning into my video. Isn't it amazing that the ATF continues to ignore machine gun carrying gang members, and instead they want to come after law-abiding citizens carrying AR-15s? So far this year, 500 people have been shot and killed in Chicago. Over 2,220 people have been shot and injured. Chicago streets ring with the sound of automatic fire on any given day and weekend. It is still America's deadliest domestic conflict zone. According to statistics, someone is shot in Chicago every 2 hours and 45 minutes. Every 13 hours, someone in the city is murdered. And it's not a mystery who is doing the murders. I'm going to play about a 30-second clip that comes straight off the streets of Chicago, showing youth gang members with the firearms that they carry.
I told you my dude fucking play. I told you it's gonna get. We don't play with no regular nigga. On my butter. We do. Don't play my slide. On folks grade, it will guess like that. Switchy. No talking. No cat. No talking. Switch game. 3 switches right here. And I put the bitches. That's just enough right there. That's enough. 1, 2, 3. That's enough. Yeah, big we don't even get our shit off.
As you can see, everybody's got a Glock, an extended magazine, and most of them have Glock switches. The Windy City has over 100,000 verified gang members, and an influx of Glock switches has armed thousands of them with converted machine guns. As you know, these switches attach to most Glock firearms, providing the weapon with an extremely fast cyclic rate. The switches are readily available online and on the streets, and they say they're quite easy to 3D print. Anyone who has shot a Glock 18, which is Glock's factory-made machine pistol, know how tough they are to handle. If ATF had half the sense, you would assume they would flood the area with special agents, whose main purpose would be to cleanse the Chicago streets of these machine gun wielding thugs. Unfortunately, the ATF has other goals and objectives. This week, ATF Director Stephen Dettelbach declared his intention to outlaw legally possessed semi-automatic rifles, which they affectionately call assault rifles. Dettelbach's remarks came during a lecture entitled Gun Violence in America, which of course was conducted at Harvard University. Dettelbach said, "The president has also said, and I agree, that we should consider and reinstate a ban on certain types of assault weapons," adding he also supported the president's call for universal background checks. Now this goes to show you why you can't trust people like Stephen Dettelbach. Dettelbach's remarks contradicted his prior testimony before a Senate Confirmation Committee, which he gave under oath when he promised weary senators that he would not use his position to advocate for additional gun regulations or laws. A real-world mission could be useful for Dettelbach and his agents, because it seems they have plenty of free time these days. The majority of ATF's criminal charges are filed administratively after another law enforcement agency has made an arrest. When local police arrest an armed criminal with a past felony conviction, they may request the ATF to seek federal charges, which normally carry harsher penalties. Of course, ATF claims responsibility for the arrest, the investigation, and eventual conviction, frequently alleging that it's part of a task force or its Project Safe Neighborhoods initiative. The ATF is currently staying busy by intimidating and harassing law-abiding gun sellers. As most of you know, a 12-man ATF SWAT team was recently dispatched to a remote Oklahoma home of an FFL who had not committed any crimes. The dealer was so afraid he surrendered his FFL. Wouldn't ATF SWAT assets be more effective in Chicago, where the local police force is underfunded, underpaid, and controlled by Democrats? The ATF leadership enjoys bragging about how helpful they are to their law enforcement partners. It is time for actions, not words. Instead of sitting in their comfortable field division offices, waiting for the phone to ring with a regular trace request, perhaps ATF should consider doing some actual police work instead of their current supporting position. Perhaps they could take the lead in disarming an actual threat, given the millions of undocumented military-age males that Joe Biden permitted to enter our border, as well as the $7 billion in weapons and military equipment he gave to terrorists, which are now showing up in Israel. So I think we'll keep our ARs and our AKs because we very well might need them. If Dettelbach wants to distinguish himself from the other political appointees who have led the ATF, he should send hundreds of agents to Chicago where they're needed, where they can save lives, rather than using them to harass law-abiding Americans to appease a faltering president. As always, I would really like to hear your thoughts about today's video in the comments section down below. And if you guys could please do me a favor, if you would like to help the channel out and help it grow, and get us over the 60,000 subscriber mark, please take a little bit of your time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I invite everybody to come back and watch my next video.